Hello my people, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Betty and today we are going to learn how to make liquid soap. Yes, the simplest way of making liquid soap. And this time round I was called at this one school to teach these learners how to make liquid soap. Guess what? I was super happy because this was my first time visiting a school to teach them how to make liquid soap. So I was showing them everything we need to make one full jerry can of liquid soap, and that is the industrial salt. Yes, then that is the caustic soda. Caustic soda was number 2. Then number 3, I showed them that is a bottle of concentrated sulfonic acid. We need a bottle of concentrated sulfonic acid. Then number 4, we need that perfume, and that flavor is called the universal flavor. Yes, it gives your liquid soap a good scent. Then that was the ungalo. It is also used. So when you go to this there are those shops where they sell these materials for making liquid soap. So you just tell them that I need to make liquid soap, but I'm going to make 1 jerry can. For them, they know the measurements that they will give you. So all that you've seen is for making 1 jerry can of liquid soap. Then another thing that we need is the color. So we use the color green. We also need a basin, 1 jerry can of water. And don't forget that while we are making liquid soap, we use only the plastic materials. You need only plastic, don't use anything metallic. Then we also need a mingling stick. Yes, for stirring. Now we are going to go through the process. It is going to be step by step. And as I was teaching students, it was hands-on. So they were doing everything on their own. So our first step, we added 1 cup of water into that basin. Then we added the industrial salt. So we had to first dissolve the industrial salt in that 1 cup of water. Yes, so we poured the industrial salt into the basin, which had 1 cup of water. Thereafter, the stirring started. Yes, so I'm sorry that I never showed you that, but you're going to see it. So we had to mix very well until the industrial salt dissolves in water. Yes, as I've told you, it was hands-on. Yeah, I allowed each one to feel free and be part of this experiment. So she was mixing industrial salt with water. Then the next step was to add ungalo into the mixture. So note this, there are very many ways of making liquid soap. But for me, I've tried some, but I've realized that this is the simplest method. Yes, so we also had to mix well so that the gel gets dissolved. Like when you can no longer see that gel stuff, yeah, it is supposed to get like to become uniform with the industrial salt, which was mixed earlier with water. Sorry for that. So we mixed until the mixture became uniform. So far we have 1 cup of water in that basin, the industrial salt and gel, or the ungalo. So you mix very well until everything becomes uniform. Then after, we added the concentrated sulfonic acid. It is black in color, as you can see. but we have to mix it until that mixture also gets back to white. So you mix gently, you make sure that it doesn't pour on you because it is dangerous at this stage. So we mix the concentrated sulfonic acid and the mixture is supposed to get back to pure white. As you can see, you notice that now it is becoming white again. The black is disappearing. Yeah. Black is disappearing. The acid is getting dissolved. Then we come to our next step after dissolving that. So you stir very well, gently. You make sure it doesn't pour on you. Yeah. Then the next step was to add that caustic soda. But for the caustic soda, we don't add it directly. So we first mix it with water aside. Yes. So it is going to be the next process. As you can see, she added the caustic soda into that bucket, then added a bit of water, like half a cup of water, and then you mix it well until those crystals get dissolved in water. Yeah, but you make sure that you're super careful because caustic soda chokes. Yeah, it chokes when it enters into your nose. Yeah. So after mixing it very well and you realize that it has dissolved in water, there are no more crystals, you pour it into the mixture. As you can see, it has now dissolved. And after pouring the caustic soda, still you mix very well until that mixture becomes uniform. As you can see, mix very well, and then we go to the next step. After mixing very well, we are going to add water into the mixture, but you make sure that your mixture is uniform. Yes, remember we have added water which had caustic soda, so you make sure that it is uniform. So what we did, we separated the mixture because one full jerrycan couldn't go into that basin. So we had to put some mixture in the bucket, and then we poured water in the mixture of a bucket and the mixture of a basin. Then we still had to stir until it also becomes uniform. Yes. So you keep on stirring, stirring, stirring until it becomes uniform. And at this stage, I'm assuring you that we have liquid soap. It no longer, at this point, it can't burn you. You can even touch it. You can use it for everything that you want. For example, cleaning your house, the toilets, the bathrooms, washing utensils, washing clothes, etc. Mention them. So you can use it at this point. Yes. So you keep on mixing, and the next step was adding the color. So we added our color. After adding the color, still you do the mixing. Because I said, while making liquid soap, you have to keep in mind that everything is based on mixing. So you have to mix gently, very well, so that everything gets in touch. So consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, like, share, leave a comment. Yes, as we keep learning more and more. So after mixing that very well, you add the perfume to make your liquid soap have a very beautiful